Hi everyone, I'm Ashley and I'm happy you're here. Today I'm going to share with you my February TBR, and since it is February, the month of Valentine's Day, each of these books is going to have romance in it as at least one of the themes in the book. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, the first book on my list I don't actually have here with me yet. It's on its way from Amazon. It should be here within the next few days, but it is The One with the Kiss Cam by Cindy Steel. I have wanted a basketball romance since the hockey romances started becoming super popular. I've wanted a basketball one, and maybe there are other ones out there, but this is just the first one that I've heard of. So it's clean, contemporary romance, as far as I know. I just finished watching Iowa women's basketball beat USC, the number 4 team in the country. So I'm feeling pretty good right now, and they retired Caitlin Clark's jersey, which was an emotional time, but I grew up playing basketball. I love the sport, and I've been an Iowa fan all my life, and so watching her get to play the last 4 years was incredible, and then watching her jersey retirement was just unbelievable. But anyway, back to the book. Since I don't have it with me, I'm going to read the synopsis from Goodreads for this one. So it says, "It was just one date. My friend told me I needed more fun in my life, so I reluctantly said yes. Fun wasn't exactly in my wheelhouse. After watching my own mother's love life implode time and time again, it's only natural that I have a few rules to protect myself. Actually, it's just one rule. Avoid relationships with men so I don't get attached. I wasn't worried. Getting attached has never been a big problem for me. This guy was just a warm body in a chair. I was here for the basketball game. I was absolutely not here for my date, or the kiss cam, or the kiss, or the impromptu evening with the one man who seems bent on throwing my tidy world off its axis. But when my life takes a nosedive, he's also the man who seems bent on proving to me that good men do exist, dreams can come true, and sometimes throwing out the rule book is when the magic really starts to happen." So, I think this one sounds really good, and I absolutely cannot wait for it to come so I can start reading it. The next one on my list is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. This is Christian historical fiction, and I just talked about it in my 10 must-read books for this year. I'll link the video down in the description so you can watch that if you'd like to. I won't read the whole synopsis of it again, but I have been wanting to read this book for a long time, and I figured it's February, it's time, it's gonna happen. So I'm really excited to get to this. It's basically a classic. A lot of people talk about it and love it to this day. So we'll see what I think. Next up is Let It Be Me by Becky Wade, and this is number 2 in the Misty River series. I finished reading the first one. I believe it was Stay With Me, and I gave it 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. I'm not going to read the back of it because I don't want to give anything away for myself or for anybody else, but basically the backstory of this series is that a long time ago there was a group of 5 American friends that were overseas on like a mission trip of sorts, and they all survived an earthquake, and there was no logical explanation for how they survived. They were underground for like 8 days covered in rubble. And so they were called the Miracle 5 because, like, it was truly a miracle that they survived. And so the first book was about one of the survivors in her adulthood, her young adulthood. It was from her perspective and then from her love interest perspective. And so this one, I believe, is going to be about another one of the Miracle 5. So you kind of hear about all of those people, all 5 of them's lives within these books, but then they all have their own separate stories. So Becky Wade does an incredible job at weaving stories together, especially romance. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Then I have Fairest of Heart by Karen Whitmire, or Whittemire. I think it's Whittemire. I'm not positive, but this is the first book in the Texas Ever After series, and I believe, this is kind of like a Snow White retelling, which really didn't intrigue me all that much. It's why it's taken me a while to get to these books, but so many people have enjoyed them, and so I'm gonna give them a shot. I did read Under the Texas Mistletoe this past Christmas by Karen, and it was really good. It was funny and fast-paced and just all around a good story. So the back of this one says, once upon a time in Texas, beauty has been nothing but a curse to Penelope Snow. When she becomes a personal maid for a famous actress whose troupe is leaving Chicago to tour the West, she hides her figure beneath shapeless dresses and keeps her head down, but she still manages to attract the wrong attention, leaving her prospects in tatters and her jealous mistress plotting her demise. After his brother lost his life over a woman, Texas Ranger Titus Kinsley has learned to expect the worst from women and is rarely disappointed. So when a young lady found in suspicious circumstances takes up residence with the 7 old drovers living at his grandfather's ranch, Titus is determined to keep a close eye on her. With a promotion hanging in the balance, Titus is assigned to investigate a robbery case tied to Penelope's acting troupe, and all evidence points to Penelope's guilt. But Titus might just be convinced that the fairest woman of all has a heart as pure as her last name, if only he can prove it. Sounds pretty good. Last but not least is When the Day Comes by Gabriel Meyer, and this is book 1 in the Timeless series, which I've got a lot of series going on. Hopefully I'll be able to keep them all straight, but this one was also on my 10 must-reads for this year video, so I won't read the whole synopsis again, but basically it is a dual timeline. So Libby is the main character, and one of the time frames is 1774 colonial Williamsburg, and then the other one is 1914 Gilded Age New York City. So from my understanding, it sounds like she lives her life fully in each of those different time frames, and then when she turns 21, she has to decide which life to stay in forever and which one to give up forever, which I am a fairly awful decision maker a lot of the times, and so this book really intrigues me. I can't wait to hear the story and then see what she decides. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, those are all the books that I had on my February TBR. Romance is one of my favorite type of books to read, so I had a hard time narrowing it down to these 5, but I probably won't even get to these 5 since February is literally the shortest month of the year, but we'll see. I really want to. Let me know in the comments below what some of your favorite romance books are. I would really like to hear. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you have a great February. I believe my next video is going to be a Christian-clean romance recommendation video. So some of my all-time favorite romance books, most likely they'll be Christian or clean. So yeah, I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.